Good evening, brothers and sisters, and welcome to another Schizophrenic update. I just want to say thank you, brothers and sisters, for your engagement, your comments, your DMs, reposting my videos. The engagement means so much to me that at least one person benefits from my videos. So, again, thank you so much for your support and your love and your engagement. It keeps me going every day, so thank you. In this video, I have two topics that I want to discuss, and they both are related to mental health. But the first one is just my thoughts, my opinion, and it more than likely it will ruffle some feathers. More than likely, it's going to cause some disagreements, and I'm okay with that. Over the past couple weeks, I've been watching the Nala Ray podcast, Nala Ray show, on YouTube that she has, and she had two guests this about a week and a half ago. The guests' name were Cody and Phoenix, I believe. And these two brothers, one described himself as a seer, that he was able to read things and see things and learn things from people, that he just has that he has conversations with, that he's able to not only read the person, but see things about that person that other people can't see. And then the other brother, Cody and Phoenix, the other brother described himself as someone who could see into the spirit realm. He described himself as, I can see demons, I can see spirits. The spirit realm, I see on a daily basis. When I was watching this podcast and, while Cody and Phoenix were speaking about their so-called gifts, I have serious doubts. And the thing is, I don't think Cody and Phoenix were trying to be deceptive. I don't think they were purposely lying or misconstruing things, I really feel like Cody and Phoenix genuinely, they were genuine, they meant well, but just because you mean well does not mean that what you say is true. And so it's just, when I heard these two people talking about, I have gifts and, I have these gifts and I'm anointed and I'm blessed and, I see demons when I exorcise people and, when we do, exorcisms and possession and, when we call out demons from people. And it's like, while I was listening to Cody and Phoenix speak, in the back of my mind, I kept just hearing myself think that these two people, they're using mental health in a way of trying to get clout, trying to get fame, trying to get some sort of notoriety, that they want to be known, that they want the attention, that they really were attention-seeking people. And when they were describing themselves as gifted and blessed, I was like, no, I don't think so. Two things are happening. Either Cody and Phoenix are mentally ill, and that's very possible, that they have a mental illness, or they are lying. Those are the two options, because I am 100% sure that they're not blessed, they're not anointed, they don't have those so-called gifts. One is not a seer, the other one can't see into the spirit realm. I totally think that at least one of them has a psychotic disorder, maybe schizophrenia, and that the other one, it could be a mix of borderline personality disorder, or another personality disorder. But yeah, when I heard them talking, I just kept having doubts, because I was like, for someone who claimed to see the spirit realm, the podcast was about an hour and a half. Not only were they paying attention the whole time to the host, they were answering questions on time. Their thoughts were making sense. They were having a conversation. And so I was thinking, for me, I have schizophrenia, and I see things and hear things all the time. It is difficult for me to pay attention. It is difficult for me not to get distracted in a conversation because of my hallucinations. So I was thinking, if you really do see spirits and demons, and you see what you claim to see, right now you should be a little bit distracted. And so there were small things like that I was thinking about you're not even distracted a little bit right now. So what do you really see? And it's just, I had serious doubts, because I don't like it when people use mental illness as a way to gain popularity. Of someone using mental illness as a way to be like, look at me, I'm special, I'm unique, I'm blessed, I'm anointed, I got these gifts. It's like, no, you're mentally ill and you're ignorant, and I don't think what you're saying is true. It's just, that's the bottom line. This is coming from someone who has schizophrenia, and I know what it actually feels like to see and hear things 24/7. I experienced that. I know what it feels like. And just when I was watching that podcast episode, I was like, Cody and Phoenix, you guys are acting too normal. For someone who claims to see things, you're having too much of a cognizant, smooth conversation. Because I'm telling you, the schizophrenics that I know, the schizophrenics who see and hear shit that I know, they get distracted pretty easily. And so it's just, during that podcast, I was like, something's not right. Cody and Phoenix, what they're saying does not add up. And so I just very much doubt their story. I don't think one is a seer. I don't think the other one sees into the spirit realm. I really do think that they're mentally ill, they're sick, or they're just purposely lying. And it's my 2 cents as someone who is clinically insane. I'm clinically diagnosed as insane. So I can see BS. I can tell really quick who's faking and who's wearing a mask. And I really think they're wearing a mask. They're not being honest. They're clout chasers. They're trying to get famous. They're trying to get known. They're trying to, And the worst thing is people believe them. These two people, Cody or whatever and Phoenix, they travel. All around the US, all over the world. They're traveling, and they have people paying them, taking care of them. And these two brothers, they're using people. They're lying to people. These are individuals who are seeking answers, who are trying to seek a purpose. And so they listen to Cody and Phoenix talk about, we're anointed, we're blessed, we can help you. We can help your situation. We can help you through these trials and tribulations. We can help you through these struggles. We can rebuke the demon that's inside of you. And so you have these people seeking answers and healing, and it's just Cody and Phoenix, they're using people. They're using people, and it's just, it's sickening to me. I just don't like it. I don't like it because I can tell that there's something not right. And the thing is, the other possibility is if Cody and Phoenix do see things, hear things, see demons, whatever. The other possibility is that they're working for the demons. They're working for Satan. And so I honestly think, well, if what you say is true, okay, I'm willing to listen, and I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt, but based on what I see is they're working for Satan. They're working for the demons, that they are not following Christ. They're not trying to be Christ-like. They're not living out the gospel. I really do think that if Cody and Phoenix, if what they're saying is true, they're using it for evil. They're using it to do bad things. They're using it to trick people, to deceive people. And so I think there's more of a sinister, evil plot actually going on. But yeah, either you guys are sick and you have a mental illness, either you're sick and you have a mental illness. The second possibility is that you're lying, and you're lying, but you just want fame and notoriety. You want fame. You're clout chasers. Or the third possibility is what you're saying is true, but you work for Satan. You're evil. Workers of inequity, workers of evil. You work for Satan. Those are the three possibilities. But, and then, yeah. And the second topic I wanted to talk about in this video, because we've already gotten off topic, but the second topic had to do with self-diagnosing. The thing is, I think self-diagnosing is very dangerous. And I've seen a lot of people do it. A lot of brothers and sisters on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of brothers and sisters that self-diagnose. And they're like, oh, I'm so anxious, I have anxiety, I'm so depressed, I'm sad, oh, I see things and hear things. And they go through this list of, this is what I experienced, so I must have this illness. And it's like, don't self-diagnose, because more than likely you're wrong. Because there's a difference between being sad and having depression. Someone can be sad, I could be sad today, but then at the end of the day, I reflect and I ponder and I'm like, I was sad today, but I look at my day and I'm like, there was blessings. There was things that happened that were good today. And so that sadness can go away once I start thinking about it. There's a difference between that sadness and depression, which depression is a mental illness, and it's not something you can just easily push away. Depression is not something you can just easily be like, what, I'm not going to listen to you. But sadness, very much you could say, what, I'm not going to give in. I'm not going to give in to those thoughts. I'm not going to let sadness get the best of me today. So that's the difference for me. Is a mental illness, you can't just push it away. It's not something that easily is just cured or recovered from. It's just, I wish more brothers and sisters would go to the psychiatrist, go to the doctor, tell the doctor what's happening, and then get a diagnosis. Get a diagnosis from a medical professional who knows what they're doing, who knows what they're talking about, who has studied and has the education, who has the education to back it up. Because self-diagnosing can lead you down a very dangerous path to where it can lead to self-medication, it can lead to drinking and alcoholism, it can lead to, cutting, self-harm. Self-diagnosing can sometimes lead to suicidal thoughts because, you think things are worse than they actually are. It's just, I just hope brothers and sisters just don't self-diagnose. Because yeah, sure, I believe you that things are bad. I believe you things are going wrong. I believe you that there's trials and tribulations, but just because you're struggling does not mean you have X, Y, and Z, diagnoses. You can struggle and not be mentally ill. You can struggle and not, need to take medication or, that's the second thing I wanted to talk about is there's so many people on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook who they make their videos and they're like, I'm sad today. I'm angry today. I'm anxious today. Oh my God, I'm having such a terrible day. And you have these people on TikTok who are really just, it's a woe is me. It's a look at me. I'm going to try to get as much pity as I can. And I'm going to try to just soak up this pity. I'm going to try to soak up the attention. So please just listen to me. Please just listen and watch. I'm going to cry. I'm going to wipe my tears. I'm going to, pull out my hair. I'm going to make up this scene and I'm just going to go, all or nothing. I'm going to make it look real. And then I can self-diagnose because, things are bad. I know what I'm talking about. No, you don't. You don't know what you're talking about. There's so many times I see on TikTok of someone being like, oh, I have depression. No, you don't. You don't have depression. You're just a little bit sad and life is difficult. And so you think, oh, that means I have depression. No. You just made a really stupid choice and now you have to hold yourself accountable and responsible for your decision. And because you don't want to hold yourself accountable, you're going to use the excuse of, I have depression. No. Come on. Take charge of your life. Take accountability. Take responsibility and do something with your life. There's people who just... It's like, no, you're not bipolar. You're not borderline personality disorder. You're just an asshole. There's some people like that too who use a diagnosis as a way to excuse their behavior. And it's like, no, you're not bipolar. You're just a douchebag. Like, you're not nice. Like, there's a big difference. But yeah, brothers and sisters, I just want to say, guys, please, 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 refrain from self-diagnosing. That's all I can really say. But this was a very random schizophrenic update for tonight. It just, there were so many different topics, and part of that is because my brain today is a bit all over the place. I guess you could call it mania, but my thoughts feel a little bit disorganized today. So that's probably why this video also went all over the place, because I'm just not able to concentrate on one thing for a long period of time. It's hard for me to focus. But I think tonight, I need to watch out for those hallucinations, make sure I keep those in check. And I need to make sure I watch out for my paranoia. I need to see if my thoughts get a little better, if they get a little bit more clear, or if they stay disorganized. And the fourth thing is motivation. Let's see if I brush my teeth, if I take a shower, if I wear clean clothes. I need to see if I can do those things. Yeah, so tonight I have my work cut out for me, but this was a very random schizophrenic update. You know, we talked about a lot, so just want to say thank you for sticking with me, and yeah, I appreciate all your guys' support. So thank you guys so much. Have a good evening. God bless. I love you guys so much. Peace and blessings.